What up? Trent Out Loud, live from 500 Pearl Street. Right behind me, court, Diddy trial. Very, very disappointed. Court has been canceled for the day over a sick juror. A juror that allegedly has vertigo and cannot make it in today, was on his way, and his wife called in to say that he cannot make it. What is really good? What is really going on here, guys? I did go live this morning to let you guys know what was going on before court. I'll get into that again, but I really, really want to talk to you guys about what's going on with this juror. Hi, Miss Beasley. What up? What up? We got into court today, and this is the reason why I'm a little suspicious. We got into court today, and Diddy's team was gathering around speaking with Diddy, and I was like, yo, there's something going on. They normally bring us into court at around, I don't know, 8:15 to 8:30. By the time everybody gets seated and everybody gathers around, everything kind of quiets down at around, oh, Coco, what up? The Black Link Experience, what up? By the time everybody gathers around and sits in, things calm down, everybody's at their desk, and the judge comes in at around 8:45. This morning, a lot of people were shuffling around, a lot of people were moving around, and Diddy's entire defense team was huddled around. Somebody say, get some rest today. I don't like resting. I like working. I like being in court. I want to know what's going on with the trial. I'm not down here to have fun. I'm not here to rest. I'm here to work. Y'all know me. I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very, very, very disappointed that court was canceled today. More than just being disappointed that it was canceled, I do think that there's something more that is going on. I think there's something going on behind closed doors that we are not privy to. There you go. Coca agrees with me. You got to think. I was just having a conversation. That's why I was a little like 10 or 15 minutes late coming and getting on live with you guys. You've been doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you, Chef Don. Patrick Humboldt say, no updates on juror number 7 and the text message that the juror received. I'm going to get to that, Patrick, in 1 second. A lot of stuff going on with the jurors, man. And, oh yeah, what I was saying is I was speaking to somebody just before I got on this live. You got to think about something, guys. You got to think. This is one of the biggest court cases in recent history. Some say the trial of the century. Diddy is a billionaire, guys. Not only is he just an average billionaire who we don't know, he's one of the most famous people on the planet. He has influence, he has friends, he has relationships with some of the highest level people in the entire world. You got to think and you got to assume that every single second, every single instance, every single thing that happens is for a reason. You think it's just a coincidence that this past week we've been hearing so much about jurors? Every time I get on a live and I'm here to talk to you guys about testimony, about the trial, I'm talking to you guys about jurors. You guys don't find that a little bit weird? You don't find that's a little bit of something to kind of like put those antennas up in the back of your head to be like, juror number 6. Oh, what's going on with juror number 6? Juror number 6 is, at his house. Is he in the Bronx? Is he over in Jersey? Is he hanging out with his baby mama? Is he hanging out with his wife? What's going on? Okay, is he gonna stay on? Boom, he's out. Juror number 7. What's going on with juror number 7? Happened on Friday in a closed court. It got leaked to the media. The judge even himself said, nobody else was in this chambers. This was a closed court. How did the media find out about juror number 7? How was I able to tell you guys about juror number 7 before anybody else was told? It was the judge and the lawyers. How did I know about juror number 7 and tell you guys about juror number 7 and what they did with the text message and all that stuff before the judge told us in the gallery? How did I know about that? How did that leak come out? And then now, today, court's supposed to start and we're supposed to know about what's going on with juror number 7. Brandon Paul is supposed to take the stand. Now all of a sudden, another juror, there's a problem with another juror, and a juror can't show up. Apparently he was on his way. I don't even know about Verlago. Do you catch Verlago like you catch a cold? Is that something that you have? How long does it last? What's going on? Can you not sit down in court? Is it contagious? I don't even know. I'm not even gonna pretend to know. However, you gotta think, the past 3 or 4 days, we're now talking about 3 jurors that just happen to something that comes up with them. Brendan Paul was supposed to take the stand yesterday. Remember, there was, I don't remember the special agent's name, Paladina or something. She was supposed to wrap up at around 11 or 12. Brendan Paul was supposed to take the stand. I saw him. He literally walked right by me, nodded his head. I told you guys everything he was wearing. His black suit, white shirt, no socks, dress shoes, haircut, looking like he's going to, a fashion show. He didn't take the stand. Don't forget, this is Diddy's boy. The feds flipped him. All of a sudden, he doesn't take the stand yesterday. Today, he's supposed to take the stand, or we're supposed to hear from Brendan Paul all day today. And then a juror is on his way, and all of a sudden he calls in and says, yo, I can't make it, and court is canceled today. And there's also court canceled on Thursday. Well, sorry, court's not canceled on Thursday, but court is closed on Thursday because of Juneteenth. What are they trying to get Brendan Paul to not say? Maybe another 40 hours to work some stuff out on the back end here. But just remember, what he says on the stand is what really counts. And he has to, quote unquote, say the truth to make sure that his immunity comes through. But maybe there's one little I that's not dotted or one T that's not crossed. I'm just saying, y'all, this is Diddy. This is a very, very high profile case. Diddy has a lot of connections. He knows a lot of people. And there's a lot of people that might not want to see Diddy go down, because maybe if Diddy does go down, maybe there are some other people that might get implicated, and they are fighting for Diddy not to go down because they are afraid about what happened to them. You have to consider all levels when you're at this kind of level, when you're at this kind of, when you're at this level of power. I'm gonna get to your questions in a minute, because there is things that I do want to say, but I definitely want to take the opportunity today to get to your questions and get to the comment section. But there's definitely something going on, y'all. There is definitely something going on. There's definitely something going on with these jurors. The judge told us he would let us know what's going on with juror number 7. Juror number 7, I told you guys last week about the fact that juror number 7 says that they got a text message from a number who they didn't know, and the judge and the lawyers questioned juror number 7, and they came back and they came to the conclusion that juror number 7 was talking to the media or talking to somebody about the case. The judge has told us when he was talking about juror number 6, hey, I don't need anybody's approval. I don't need anybody's position. I could dismiss any juror anytime I want to. Why hasn't he dismissed him? Why hasn't he told us what's going on? A lot of stuff. Just want to let you guys know before I get to the comment section. Juror number 6, there was a side, this is also what I want to tell you about the juror who has vertigo. We don't know which number juror it is, but we do know it is a man, because the judge said his wife called to let us know that he wasn't, so there's a little argument going out there, hold on. I'll bring the camera over there if something really pops off, hold up. Okay, we're good. So we do know that his wife called in, and the fact that his wife called in, we are gonna assume that it was a male, but maybe we shouldn't. Hey, this is New York City, this is 2025, who knows? But we do know, that's what people are saying, that it is a man. So when the judge first said, guys, gallery people, etc., there's gonna be no court today because somebody's wife called in and let us know vertigo and they won't be able to make it. They asked the prosecution, the judge asked the prosecution, and they asked the defense if they have anything more to say or any other questions before they adjourn for the day. Mark Agofino, I forgot how to pronounce his name properly now. I said it today and this morning. Agnafilio, Mark Agofino. He said, all right, sir, we would like to, Your Honor, we'd like to have a sidebar and we'd like to talk to you. And they said they were going to close it down and it wasn't going to go on the open feed because they wanted to ask about the juror's medical history. So they had a sidebar and they came back. The judge didn't tell us anything. But what I've heard from a source is that what they're trying to look into is, from what the wife said, that he'll be okay and he'll be able to come back on Friday. But from what I heard of my quick little research of Vertilago, it lasts for 2 to 5 days. So what I think the defense is trying to find out is more information about his medical history, if he's had this before. And like I said, my scope of Vertilago is a little bit limited. I will maybe check in the chat. Maybe you guys have told me a little bit something that I don't know about. But I think they're going to look into see, could this be something that lasts a little bit longer? Could there be? It's for the Diddy trial, man.
Oh, is it in this building now?
Yeah, it's always been in this building since the beginning. No, it's been always at 500 Pearl Street. Where he's kept is in the MDC jail. That's where he sleeps.
The first 4 days he was in the front building. Don't worry about it.
The first couple of days.
Oh, okay. But here now it is. Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace. Where was I saying? Yes. So I think they're going to question today. I was actually hoping that the judge was going to keep us there and call maybe his wife and find out his history, and then maybe the judge could decide to just dismiss this juror right away because the jury was there. Everybody was there. We were ready to go. I guess they didn't get the answer that they wanted to. So they're going to look into his medical history, see if this is something that they feel he can get over on Friday, and then decide if they're going to dismiss him or not. But like I said, that is what they're putting out on the front end of things. I think on the back end of things, Diddy's defense team is looking at a strategy, and the strategy is the alternate juror. This is what I told you guys yesterday. How it works is there's 12 jurors who will decide, and there's 6 alternates who are there in case something like this happens. Like, for example, juror number 6, potentially juror number 7. So they all sit in their order. The next alternate juror that will come in for a juror who gets kicked out, I told you guys this yesterday, it is a young black male. A young black male that looks like, to me, that he is a native New Yorker. That's very hard to assume, so just take it as allegedly. I'm just assuming it. The way how he walks, the way how he moves, he definitely looks like a New York dude. He's always wearing a hoodie, dark colors. He turns his back to us all the time. He doesn't want us to see. Today he walked in with a mask on, and he just moves like he's from the Bronx. Like, he moves like he's from Brooklyn. Like, he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't have to necessarily be born in New York, but you definitely have to live here to make it on a jury. My point is, like we talked about yesterday, during jury selection, their job for the defense team is to try to select a jury that you would assume would be, I don't want to say on your side, but that would be able to understand Diddy a little bit more, and hopefully that you have an advantage. Just like it was hard losing juror number 6 because he was a black and Hispanic male, 41 years old, likes hip-hop music and reggaeton. You would think that he would skew more towards Diddy's side. Of course, it's obviously based on the evidence, and there's enough evidence to find him guilty. You do, but you want a juror who more skews to your end of things. To say all of that, the next juror, the next alternate juror, is a black, young, I think he's not over 30 years old, not over 30, maximum 35. And like I told you guys, he moves like real calculated, real diligent. He doesn't want you to see his face. If the jury, let's say the jury is all sitting like this, like looking at the lawyers, he will turn this way. Well, no, that would be, like, he turns back way so that we cannot see him. I couldn't even really identify him out in the street. He's like NYC. Real slick. NYC, what up? Nice dog, man. That, I think, is why we have so much going on with the jury. I think Diddy's defense team is trying to make moves to get this next juror, this next alternate juror on. They already lost their case with juror number 6, and they're trying to get the next alternate juror that is coming on as a young black male, and they're trying to get him on. That's why we hear this thing. There was a leak to the media about juror number 7, and now all of a sudden, this next juror here, all of a sudden today gets a vertigo. I think it has something to do with getting that alternate juror on. I think it has something to do with Brandon Paul. Diddy is a billionaire that has influence. There is a team, and I can guarantee you when I say team, not one, not two, there is a team of people that are not sleeping, that are working 24 hours a day to try to get Diddy off of this case and or found guilty on lesser charges so that he could go home with time served and or an appeal. Like, you cannot think it's just the defense team. One more thing I want to point out about today. Normally Diddy has there's 6 rows where we sit, okay? So there's 14 spaces where the content creator or new media sit. Fox, MSNBC or whatever, and TMZ, they have their 2 benches, okay? So there's traditional media, 2 benches, 14, and then there's new media or public here. There's only 14 spots. I'm there in one every day. Then there's 1 bench that seems like kind of empty, and then there's 3 benches for Diddy's family or Diddy's team. Every day, his mom, sons, publicists, there's a bunch of people there. Today, Diddy's bench was empty. Empty. Now, they told us that the juror called on his way. How come nobody from Diddy's team was there on the benches today? How did they know? Maybe I shouldn't say that, how did they know, because you never know who could be watching. And I know that Diddy's team is watching my lives. I'm gonna say, I think it was a coincidence that Diddy's bench was pretty much empty and nobody was there today except for his mom. You guys read between the lines, y'all figure it out, man. We were all there. TMZ was there. CNN, all the news outlets, all the content creators. We were all there. All the judges were there. Diddy's team wasn't there. They are working. They are working, y'all. Let me quickly tell you before I go to the comments. They did do a little bit of housekeeping. They were talking about admitting something from D-Rock, because you know Brandon Paul is coming up on the stand. There's something with D-Rock and a phone conversation. The prosecution wants to put it in. The defense team is trying not to try to have it administered. He's going to make a decision. I'll let you guys know about that. And apparently it's D-Rock on the phone trying to get some DRUGs for Diddy and talking with One Stop. So that was the one piece of thing that they got to today before court was adjourned, all right? Let me get to these comments. Guys, now would be a great time if you have any comments, any questions, anything you want to ask. We do not have to rush today. We got no more court, so feel free to ask questions. I have all the time in the world today. Let me get to it. All right. No updates on juror number 7 and text messages. No, we have no updates. Who knows what is going on? If the judge had made a decision, we would have found out. Why not tell us this morning? We were all there. Again, like I said, there's something going on with the jury. I feel like Diddy's defense team is trying to get the next alternate juror in someone's seat. Yes, I think so, but it will come out. I know I saw you. No. Okay, no court on Monday because jury has to get her nails done. What are you talking about? Now 3 possible jurors gone, 100%. Would it be 3? Yeah, exactly, because number 6. Yes, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Who said that? CJ said that. Now 3 possible jurors gone. And hold on, I also just thought about something. Yes, it could also be to get the next alternate juror in. Alternate number 14. But it also, like you said, 3 possible jurors gone in 1 week. That's a pretty sufficient request for a mistrial. Hey, Your Honor, juror number 6 issue. Juror number 7, you said he's talking to people. He's gone. Juror number, we don't know who it is. He has vertigo. He can't show up. What is going on? Diddy seem is working, yo. Something is up. Today seems thing, somebody says. Coco, I don't know what you mean by that. I was nervous when you had heads up today. Yeah, exactly. You think trial will resume Friday? The judge told us today. He says, guys, it's Juneteenth tomorrow. It is a federal holiday, but he did confirm that court will be back in session on Friday. But I do agree with you. If this juror couldn't make it today because of vertigo, could he not make it on Friday? And if he doesn't make it on Friday, does the judge dismiss him and bring in the next juror? Who knows? Somebody please in the chat let me know, or somebody Google, how long does vertigo last? You know, is it contagious? Is it something that they would cancel court on Friday for? Is it something that the judge would dismiss? Should it be expected to dismiss if he has vertigo? I cannot do this research when my phone is on, so please, if somebody can let me know in the chat, it will help me figure out what's going on. Coca said, yes, Brendan left today. We saw him. All right. So yes, I do know that he was in and he was ready to go. Everybody was here today. Everybody. Somebody said, what's going on? Kathy. Okay, I can't repeat everything, Kathy. Just rewind. Hey, Diddy lovers. Diddy still remains in federal custody. Mistrial or retrial, take that. Yes, 100%. I have said that a few times, that Diddy's team definitely is trying on multiple occasions to get a mistrial. And I hear a lot of people say that, like, oh, even if he gets a mistrial, he stays in jail. Ha ha ha, there's no benefit. Let me tell you something about that theory, okay? And I totally respect your opinion, but I just disagree with that. Diddy is not on trial for charges that will put him away for a year or 2 years. Diddy is up on charges that could put him away for the rest of his life. If it takes a year or 2 years to beat these charges, it's worth it not to go to jail for the rest of your life. Young Thug's trial lasted 2.5 years. So Diddy has already been held now, let's just say a year. He went in September. If he does get a mistrial, okay? I hate this shirt, I can't get my mic. Hold on, let me just fix this mic. It feels like it's gonna drop. I think that's a little bit better. There we go. Is it still on, the mic? Hold on, let me just check. You guys can hear me? Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying is that, yes, he still will be held in jail. If there is a mistrial, he could, one, apply now to get let out on bail. They could say, hey, we know that you denied bail before, but we're gonna now present a new bail package on grounds that he's been on good behavior for the past year. We already have a mistrial. He could get out on bond, or bond, bail, whatever. He could get out if there is a mistrial. That would be a good reason for him to get out. But let's just say he doesn't get out. There's still a huge, major advantage to the defense if there is a mistrial, because now the entire prosecution has laid out all their witnesses, they laid out all their evidence. You think they're holding anything back? No. So the defense will know their entire strategy, know everything that's going on. So when they have a second trial, they have a whole advantage. It's like playing poker and you already know what's in somebody's hand. Yes, can they maybe change up some things? 100%, but this will be their A game. It's so much easier for the defense to get Diddy off on a second go round than on the first go round. And even if he doesn't get bail, trust me, Diddy would rather stay in jail an extra year in MDC to get a mistrial and to get off and beat these charges than to not try to get a mistrial right now and go to jail for the rest of his life. Just remember, the game is not to try to get him out in the next couple of months. The game is to try to get him to beat these charges so he doesn't have to go to jail for the rest of his life. You gotta think that, you gotta know that that is the point, okay? So that's the answer to that question. Hey Trent from Toronto, you are doing awesome. Thank you very much. Do you think the judge will sequester now in light of all these jury issues, and there's supposed to be less than 2 weeks left. I don't know. That's a very good question, by the way, Christine. I don't know if the judge could sequester the jury mid-trial. I'm not too sure. I'll try to look into that and I'll get back to you. But I do think it might be too late. I think the genie has been let out the bottle. And I think that now sequestering the jury wouldn't change much. And if I had to just guess, I really don't think you could do that mid-trial. That's a decision that you have to make prior to court starting, okay? Somebody says, had an issue with one-stop chat. Okay, yeah, but he can't get bailed this time around. He can't, yeah, somebody says yes, but he can't get bailed this time around. Exactly what I just said. Somebody's making fun of my glasses. Yo, I like my glasses, yo. Like my large glasses, man. You know what I mean? They're fashion forward. You like my glasses, don't you?
Yeah.
Thank you, they're dope, right? All right, man, thank you. Hold on. Yamaz says hi from Cali. What up, Yamaz from Cali? Bro wearing James Webb telescopes. Here we go. Somebody give me vertilago. Vertilago from the inner ear, nausea, vomiting, loss of balance, can be stress-induced. Wow, thank you, Allison McDonald. Now, can somebody try to Google, like, how long does it last? And is it contagious? You know, can the juror come back on Friday if he had vertilago on Wednesday? All right, Wenda Perez says, I think the defense is stalling because they know he's bringing Diddy down, then trying to try damage control. They're trying to try damage control. Like I said in the beginning, man, it's very, very hard to predict what a team like Diddy can be trying to do. Is it stall tactics? Is it, you know, trying to gain influence? Is it trying to get, you know, Brandon Paul to not say certain things now that he is flipped? You gotta think of all possibilities when you're talking about somebody on the level of Diddy. And we still, this is one thing I was thinking about yesterday. I'm so happy I have some time to actually really talk to you guys. You gotta think about something, right? I have said this on a couple of lives before. Diddy knew that he was being watched by the feds, right? If anybody out here that's on this live was being watched by the feds and you know that you had evidence in your phone or you had backups and you had recordings, would you keep all of that stuff with you if you know that you're being investigated? No. The answer is no, you wouldn't keep all that stuff on you. And it makes me question why Diddy kept that stuff on him. And you gotta think he probably also on that hard drive with his own freak offs, he had probably other people's freak offs. So he was calculatively keeping those things on him. I say all of that to say that is why he has other people on the outside also working, because they know that Diddy has dirt on them and maybe even the government has dirt on them. Who knows what was on those hard drives? Who knows what was on those phones? Who knows what was on KK's phone? This is so much bigger. I think literally, like, even that what we find, that what we're finding out here in court is probably like 10, maximum 15% of what the truth is. I don't know if we'll ever know the truth. I have some inside information and some inside people. I might even know 20%. I might be a little bit more privileged to know some stuff, but I feel like this goes deep, 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 deep. Hold on. Hey, why is my chat, can't I go back up now? I believe he was drinking last night with somebody who's hired by Diddy. Hey, that's the chat saying that. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe defense sent Texas to juror number 7 to strategize. Maybe the next alternate to the, hold on. What is going on? Hold on, let me just refresh this text here. Let me go all the way to the bottom and then come all the way back up. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I'm missing some stuff. Sorry, guys. Anyways, somebody says definitely depending on the severity because it is a spectrum for sure. If it's not that serious, maybe somebody has ever gone to the hospital. Hey, Trent, I love the job. I'm a little late. No problem. I'm glad you're here. Why is court canceled? Court is canceled because a juror got vertigo and couldn't make it in. Hey, somebody said this guy's cute. Thank you. K-Town Lady 213. Somebody is telling me I'm pronouncing vertigo wrong. It's vertigo. Is it vertigo or vertigo? Is it vertigo? Am I pronouncing it wrong? I'm dyslexic, y'all. Give me some grace. Sean Combs needs to go down. Some people do feel he needs to go down. Just remember, if Diddy goes down, he has a lot of information on a lot of people. So there's a lot of people that do not want Diddy to go down. Just keep that always in the back of your head, all right? If Diddy gets out, the system is beyond broken. Happy birthday, Daniel. Happy birthday, Daniel. Jury should have been sequestered. 100%. I totally believe that. Ginger, Golden. It's called something. Okay, Raspberry. Trent, do you think the backup jurors are Diddy's friends? Hey, man. With Diddy, with that kind of money, with that kind of influence, I definitely think any single thing is possible, okay, guys? Anything is possible. Hold on, I got a super chat. Hey, Coca, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Vertigo, sorry, so I have been pronouncing it wrong. Vertigo causes spinal dizziness, etc. when moving. It's an inner ear brain issue, not contagious, and can last from seconds to days. Controlled with meds and rest. Therapy on other things. Vertigo. Okay, all right. So that means that he could come back on Friday at last seconds. So it could be that he was on the train on his way here and it just hit him because they said, thank you very much, Coco, by the way, said that it could last seconds to days. I will say to that, and thank you for getting me that answer, Coca. I will say, though, that if this is orchestrated, if this is something, they would know to bring up something like that that is believable. At this kind of level, they're not just going to make those kind of mistakes, all right? Somebody else gave me a super chat. Thank you so much. This is Merchi, M-E-C-H-I, Miss International. Miss International, thank you for the super chat. Love y'all, man. Yeah, I got a day off, right? So I need some spare change to get some lunch and stuff. So thank y'all, man. Thank you for the support. Love y'all. All right, somebody said, Wayne said, free Diddy. Somebody said, interesting, hi. Diddy walk-in is walking. This trial is a waste of taxpayers' money. I don't know if he's gonna walk, but I also don't know if he's gonna get life. That'll be definitely hard. This guy here is anxious to see Diddy go free. What is going on with this? Like, normally I could scroll all the way up and it's like, I'm losing all the chats, man. What's going on here? All right, let me try to, I scroll down, let me scroll back up again. Anyways, I lost that. Anyways, let me read quicker here. I'm here for the breaking news on KK. All right, there's no breaking news that I know of. The judge didn't say anything about KK. So if you're hearing something about KK today, it is not true. Nothing was talked about KK. Need more experienced judge. How you put a rookie on the trial big like this. The judge has been doing a fantastic job. Honestly, I'm there with him every day. He's great. He's fair on both sides. The one thing I will say, though, is that he did a horrible job with his decision about sequestering the juror. That was a bad decision. That nurse, do you wear the white nails? Diddy is late, okay. I think it's a mistrial. The jurors need to be sequestered because Diddy could be buying them look, the jurors should have been sequestered for sure. He puts his hands on women. I will send you footage, but you probably, okay, I'm not gonna read that. I gave y'all tea about second phone before you talked about it. Now it's all about KK. I don't know what that means. The jury should have been sequestered, yep. Lots of Diddy victims over the wishing him to be free. Why is court canceled? I answered already. Trent, take care of your health. Thank you very much, Tiger, Black Cat. Wait, court is done for today. Yes, court has been adjourned. Is my hair like crazy or is that just the, is that the building? Lord, what's going on with my hair today? Trent, take care of your health. I will. I definitely, Trent, take care. Yep. I think juror number 7 is out there, and it will be a mistrial. We will see. We will find out. I just don't understand why the judge didn't tell us about juror number 7 today. He said there was a closed courtroom yesterday. They were going to talk about it and let us know today. That's why I feel like there's something going on, man. There's something going on. But I have the whole day to talk to people. There's still some people here. Yeah, I'm going to talk to some people. I'm going to do my thing. That nurse, Leah, is hope you bawl your eyes out when your boy Puff gets life. He got something in him. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about, Nurse Leah. Is that somebody that's in this chat? Who are you guys talking about in here? Jury should have been sequestered. I love that you all are agreeing with me that the jury should have been sequestered. Thank you for agreeing with that. The jury needs to be sequestered. Yeah, Diddy is guilty. All right. Do you think the prosecution side was the one that sent the messages asking if he was number 6 or on Diddy's side? You gotta think the feds have a different level of things that they could do. When you talk about things like that, you gotta know that that's advantage on the defense side. The federal government, hope that didn't cut, I got a phone call. The federal government can't do things like that. They're watched and they're held to a higher standard. When you're a citizen and when you could, have shady things on your side, I feel like it would be very, very hard for the government to be able to get away with stuff like that. So I do not think the government texted juror number 6. Hey, Papa Sims. What up, Trent and the Out Louders? The live podcast is awesome. Pop Sims from the west side of California. What up, Pop Sims? West side is the best side. Glad you're able to catch a live, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The jury ain't sick. He wanted an early vacation for Juneteenth, for sure. All right, I'm so behind. I'm catching up here. Vertigo lasts 2 to 5 days. Dizziness. I knew the defense was watching you. It is smart for everybody to watch contact creators. 100%. There's not that many of us in the courtroom, right? There's only 14 spots, and I'm there every day, and I'm sitting in front row. Like I told you, every day, Diddy comes in and he says, what's up to me directly. He puts his hand here, he's like, what up, what up? He does his little heart signal. There's a couple of people that he looks at. I know his team. They have all of our names, have all of our contact information. They would be dumb not to watch us. So 1,000%, like I said, you see Yes's team in the courtroom, but that team has a whole backup team in the back that they're working overtime. They are watching content creators 1,000%, 1,000%. That's why I watch myself when I walk on the street, because y'all know me. I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm not on the prosecution side. I come here and I just tell you guys my opinion. When the prosecution does something good, I let them know that they did something good. When Diddy's team does something good, I let them know they did something good. So I don't think that I would be the type of person that they would come up to try to, gain some influence or maybe gain some edge to tell you guys about. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. I'm not sure, but I also think that, okay, I'm not gonna read that. I gotta be careful what I read out here, He still deserves a fair trial, 100%, totally agree. Vertigo is not, okay, we already know what Vertigo is. I was saying Vertilago. I think Vertilago is something too, right? I think Vertilago is the, like that Michael Jackson when your skin gets patchy. Trent, what are you thinking, bro? Vertigo. Trent, take care of your health. Thank you. But the state can bring up charges. But the state can bring up charges on him? What charges could the state bring up on him? It's not contagious. It's usually from an ear infection. Okay, I already know that. Vertigo can out from be many things, from blood pressure. Okay, thanks. He don't deserve. Okay. Vertigo. He doesn't deserve. Okay. Somebody said, am I late? Okay, I'm trying to find some questions to answer here. Vertigo is common. Thank you guys for doing all the research. Thank you guys for letting me know about vertigo. It's not contagious. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys, man. My gosh, you guys give me mad definitions here, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying to get to some questions. Here we go. Diddy is finally, okay, got that. Got that. Trent, be careful today with your commute, travel, and accommodations. Very fishy stuff going on with the jurors. Be careful. 1,000%. Be very, very careful, especially today. Yo, yesterday on my live, I didn't say anything because they were right here. Yesterday on my live, there was 2 guys that were wearing some sort of like uniform kind of polo thing, but they were standing right here on my left, and like they were 1,000% listening. You know when you like, when somebody comes around and they're trying to act all like casual, like, but you could tell like their ear. And as I'm recording, there's a lot of people that stop and are taking pictures and they're videoing me or whatever. And you could tell like they're tourists and looking, but they're not many New Yorkers. But these 2 guys stopped and I got a little bit like, you know? So anyways, I packed up my stuff, and when I was leaving, I was just very, very careful, and I went like an opposite way around, and I went around where there was more people and there was cops, and then like I slid in somewhere, and then I walked out the back door just in case they were following me. But I am being very, 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 very careful. Can the prosecution still add charges? It is a superseding indictment, so yes, the prosecution could still add charges, but I think once the trial starts, they cannot add charges while the trial is starting, even though it's a superseding indictment. Oh, I got another super chat, 10! Thank you very much for the super chat. Happy Wednesday, get some rest, love your coverage. Diddy is guilty, period. All right, 10, that is definitely up to you to make that decision and have that feeling. My job is to give you the latest breaking news. You guys do not have to wait. You don't have to go anywhere else. Something happens, I come out here right here and tell you. If you believe that Diddy is guilty, I rock with you. If you believe that Diddy is not guilty, I rock with y'all too. That is the beauty of my channel. I am here to give you guys information to help you make your own decisions. I'm not here to influence anybody on their decisions. Feel free, whether you like Trump, whether you like Biden, whether you don't like Diddy or whatever. I love that we have that kind of community where everybody could feel safe and give their opinions. That is the point of the Trent Out Loud podcast, all right? Trent, take care of your health. Yes, Trent, thank you so much for the updates. I appreciate you, Sean, G, Queen, Sheba, and all the YouTubers. You are all excellent and doing an outstanding job. Thank you very much. Dorothea Brown, thank you. Coco, you tried to help his pronunciation, but he skipped right past it. No, I did get to it. Thank you. Now I know it is a vertigo. That is my dyslexia there. And I actually thought it was really it. Okay, not contagious. Oh, I got Miss International, give me a super chat. I think you gave me one yesterday too. Thank you so much, Miss International. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Love y'all. Okay, everybody here is correcting me. I do now know that it is vertigo. Very, very sorry for that. Your glasses are epic. Finally, somebody liking my glasses today. Yo, I was in like suits and dress shirts, and I just, tomorrow was a day off. I'm gonna walk around New York, and I just didn't want to be like in a suit or a dress shirt, so I came a little bit more fashion forward today. You know what I'm saying? Check out the fit. Hey, come on, you know what I mean? So I just had to wear some more fashionable glasses today. Got a little bit of jewelry on, so check me out. Your glasses are epic. Drop the details for all the ones this week, please. Sponsors, let's go. That's right. Give me a glass sponsorship, yo. Theo from South Africa. What do you think? What do you think will he get out? Theo Williams from South Africa. I'm getting a notification that my phone wants to pause my data. I hope it doesn't. Anyways, do I think he'll get out? I get this question asked a lot. There is no way for us to know if he's going to beat this or not. That's like asking somebody who's watching a Super Bowl, like, yo, it's the second quarter, which team do you think is gonna win? It's very, very hard to determine that at this stage of the game. We have to give Diddy's team a chance to put out their defense before we know who or what is going to happen. At least a little bit of the defense. We knew what the prosecution was gonna say. We knew their case because we knew it was gonna be based around Cassie and other victims. So we did have a preview. We don't know. That's what I ask every day, every time I try to talk to people in the courtroom, people on Diddy's team, sources or whatever. We're trying to find out. And daily I have let you guys know of what I've been able to find out about Diddy's defense. I've told you in a couple of lives now. Until his team gets on, I do not feel comfortable making a prediction yet, but I will at some point in time, okay? What about using the Trent if a mistrial happens? What about the evidence from the first trial? And what about witnesses if they don't want to testify? I don't understand this question, sorry. What about using the Trent? If a mistrial happens, what about the evidence from the first trial? And what about the witnesses if they don't want to testify? Oh, I think I understand your question. Yeah, everything just carries over. It's the same witnesses, it will be the same evidence, everything. And anytime somebody doesn't want to testify, it's up to the feds if they want to subpoena them. That's simply just what happens. Do you want to subpoena somebody to make them talk? They will plead the fifth and you have to give them immunity. But I think people like Cassie would probably come back again. I think people like Mia would come back again. Jane was subpoenaed and given immunity, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting a little confused with people now, but yeah, it will be the same people. Yes, you can recover from this condition. Okay, that was about vertigo. What about this? Okay. Or maybe the feds left that behind in hopes that he will destroy. Okay. Exactly. What happened to the underground tunnels, the compromising video, the high-profile celebrities, and the male victims? I get that question a lot. There's a lot of things that you could say and accuse somebody in a civil case. So we do know about all of these other things that were going on. In a federal courthouse, their level and burden of proof is far more superior. So a lot of hearsay and a lot of accusations were being made during those civil cases, and us, the public, assumed a lot of that would be here in this federal case, but the government has to be very, very careful of what they bring in a federal courthouse. That is why 90% of the things that we heard about before this trial started, we're not hearing now, because the burden of proof to bring those things are a lot different. Brendan Paul is the man with the plan. Diddy told the jurors to call off sick because Brendan Paul is the man with the plan. You keep doing your thing. You get that right. Good point, champ. Podcast is the best here. Real talk. For the Largo, this. Hey, Trent, good job. Southern Africa is watching. Question. Thank you very much, Southern Africa. Are the feds providing security for Brendan Paul? I don't know if they're providing security for him. No problem. You can listen. No problem. I don't know if they're providing him security, let's say like at his house and stuff. I do know around the trial there definitely has security around him, but I don't know if they're offering protection like at his house. Okay. Trent, it's dizziness. Okay, that's vertigo. Thank you guys. We know what vertigo is now. Thank you. Somebody says he needs prison forever. Hi, Trent. From DJ and Tasha. Hey, what up? DJ and Tasha, what up? Yes, North Carolina. We're liking the different angles you are presenting. Keep doing your thing. Thank you very, very much. I know you guys watch the official podcast every day. Thank you for your supporting. I'm glad you guys were able to catch live. Hey, Trent, why did they cancel for one jury? Why can't answer alternate step in? So, like, they cannot continue the trial with the juror who got vertigo, and he can't not be here one day, an alternate is here, and then on Friday he comes back in, because how would he be able to decide if Diddy is guilty or not? He missed that one day. The trial cannot go on without the juror here. The only way for it to have gone on today was to dismiss this juror completely, put the alternate in. This is not like work or school where you could miss a class and get the notes. No, you are here to decide if a man is guilty or not and send him to jail for the rest of his life. There's nothing that could go on in that courtroom as far as testimony without all the 12 jurors, even the alternate jurors there. And yes, even the alternate jurors are treated exactly the same way as all the jurors. Even if an alternate juror was sick, and we don't even know if it was one of the main jurors or an alternate, any juror, the alternates and the main jurors are treated all the exact same way. The only time they're not is when they're discussing the actual verdict. They only get to talk when they're discussing the verdict. If an alternate juror is sick, they would have to postpone the trial too. You cannot just step in for one day. Super chats are definitely needed to contribute to the line sitting fund. Thank you very much, Lisa Love. Yes, super chats definitely help. Bro, your glasses are good. Thank you very much, yo. Love that. See, that's the second compliment I got on my glasses. They're dope, right? Yeah, come on. It goes with the whole fit, you know what I'm saying? Fashion forward. Let's go. Okay, this. KK is a co-conspirator. Why isn't she sitting beside Diddy on the trial? That's not how a co-conspirator works. Co-conspirator doesn't sit beside you. A co-conspirator is your co-conspirator on the case. And it's like Jeffrey Epstein and Giselle Maxwell, I think her name was. She is probably going to be tried after the Diddy case is done. From what I said yesterday, I think we could deduce that KK will not be taking the stand from what the prosecution tells us. She wasn't granted immunity, so if she is a co-defendant, she will have a separate trial. You don't sit them both down together. She will be charged with something different. Maybe she will be charged with SCS trafficking. I don't think she'll be charged with RICO. She was not an owner of the corporation, so she will have her own separate charges. She'll have her own separate witnesses, testimony, and her own right to a trial to defend herself. So she's not going to be sitting down beside him, but she definitely is a co-conspirator. Diddy should be locked up for life, and so should everyone who's responsible for all the illegal activities and crimes. All right, totally respect your opinion. Da 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 da, boom 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 boom. Tiger, now you can stop. I don't know what that means. Your waves are waving, Trent. Yeah, you know, every day, gotta wave it out. Although today it looks like it's, I don't know, maybe it's the building behind me. Anyways, looks great with the waves. You're wrong with SCX encounters, okay. What are you guys talking about with Tiger? Is that somebody in the chat? Cassie shouldn't have stayed so long. I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy walks. Okay. Whoop, whoop, another super chat. Carol Morgan, thank you so much for the super chat from Australia. Oh, hey, mate, from down under. How's my Australian accent? Thank you very much for the super chat. Glasses are bigger than my spine. All right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Dude is only going to go as far as you let him. Keep it real, man. Why you pick and choose what you read in the charts, fam? Keep it neutral. I appreciate that. Are you saying that I keep it neutral? Why you pick and choose what you read in the charts? I think you mean in the chats. Fam, keep it neutral. I appreciate it. The only things I don't read in the chat is if you're saying something that I can't say on YouTube. So even if you disagree with me or agree with me, I do read it. And I don't read necessarily comments. I'm more looking for questions. You could put a comment in the chat, feel free. I don't erase it or block anybody or whatever. So you could say whatever you want in the chat to whomever you want. I'm trying to look back at questions and ask and answer your questions. So I'm not avoiding anything. Thanks, Trent, for finally replying. No problem. I don't care how much money people have. Nobody is above the law. I totally agree with that. If it was a regular black man with no money, he would be going to jail for his actions. Diddy don't exempt because he has money. I agree with that. I think Diddy is guilty of having a freaky appetite, but if he wasn't a rich individual with perks, would these people have gone beyond their own moral compass to please him? Are you talking about the feds? Are you talking about the own moral compass to please him? Are you talking about the girls? I'm not too sure about that question. I don't want to touch that just in case I don't understand it. This is a great exhibit at the Met on black male fashions throughout the years. Please rest yourself and enjoy a scroll. Thank you very much. Man, you need to stop with the others. We all thought the other celebrities would be exposed. I now am not the ones implemented. Okay. Gonna keep going here. Boom. Somebody said, yeah, don't read trolls in the chat. Trust me, I've been doing this long enough to skip over the trolls. I appreciate reading all the comments and not just the super chats. Hey, that's what I'm here to do, man. The love is equal over here. Okay, there's some kids around here like lining up to go to school. Hi, kids. Super cute. They're on a field trip. Hi. Hi. Want to say hi to the camera? Hi. Why Brandon Paul delayed? They were delayed yesterday because one of the testimonies were going too long, and today because a juror has vertigo. Allegedly. Somebody said they see RICO, period. Really? RICO charges are a terrible charge when more than three victims, I believe. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm having fun here with y'all, man. I'm going to go through this entire chat, yo. I'm going to it for at least another 6 minutes. I'm going to take this to an hour, all right, y'all? What up, Trent? Excellent content. Thank you very much, Christy Floyd. The people say Free didn't need to, what? People say Free didn't need to be looked at immediately. I'm not sure what you mean by that. No man can fly away to come out. Okay. This is still beyond. Somebody said, hello, handsome. Hello, Kira Jordan. Somebody said, yeah, be very careful. Yeah, I watched my back, yo. I'm a 6'2" black Jamaican, man. I ain't afraid of nothing, yo. Let's go. Actually, no, don't. I do not want to bring any danger, yo. Here we go. Trent, thank you for all that you do. You're welcome, man. I love doing what I do. Some of y'all don't know why lying on the stand to the jury does. Oops, shit. Shoot. Clean, sharp outfit. Thank you very much. All the women he has with, we're gaining things from him. He flies his women around the country because he has the money to do so. That is not RICO. No, but that could be SEX trafficking under force, fraud, and coercion, though, right? Definitely. I had vertigo, everything spins, and I had consistent nausea. Well, again, like I said, it still doesn't make me 100% convinced that I understand that vertigo is something that could just pop up, and I understand it's something that could go away tomorrow. I do think if this is something shady, that is even more of a great excuse to just be like, oh, this is something that just pops up, and then not be something that you can investigate on. And I told you, man, this is Sean Diddy Combs that we're talking about here. This kind of money, this kind of influence, this kind of power, this kind of access. You got to know that there's got to be something else going on. Somebody said stop writing comments like that. Yeah, somebody monitored the chat, yo. After the Tory Lanez trial, anything, it can happen. I was 110% that he was not going to be found guilty. Coca says it's too soon to tell because it's ultimately up to the jurors. The defense hasn't presented their case. Totally agree. Somebody says Diddy will win. There will be no justice. Keep going. Yes, you can see next year with, somebody said you can see into next year with those specs. Somebody said what happened today. Just rewind this. You'll find out what happened. Let's go. Jane, boom. All right, I'm gonna skip a little quicker now. Let's go. Somebody said this, uncover brother. Boom. Diddy. What about the so-called wildfire in LA? Okay, we're not talking about that right now. Yeah, I caught it live. Keep up the good work, Trent. This is all very sketchy. Yep. Thank you for hanging in there and keeping us updated. Stay safe. Watching from Conway, Arkansas. Thank you very much, Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas. I want to come out there one day. Definitely, I got you. I am staying here. I don't care how many days they take off, how many court cases are, how many court days are canceled. My nose feels like it's itchy, bothering me. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here till the end. We're gonna get the verdict. I'll be out here. I'm not going anywhere. Trust me. I'm the one who's upset that they canceled the court today. I'm loving what I'm doing. I hope you guys can see that and feel that when I'm here on my lives. This definitely is work, but I'm having such a great time. The people around here are amazing. New York energy is amazing. Yeah, I'm having a great time, man. But I will definitely be here. Somebody said, let your hair down. Somebody asked me that yesterday, let my hair down. For those of you who have watched my podcast daily, even before this, you do know I do different things with my hair. But right now, the weather here, it's damp, it's humid or whatever. Black hair, my hair is curly, but I'll set it up nice and then there'll be humidity or it will rain and it will be a disaster. And I got to be out here for 10 hours a day and then go home and do my regular pod. I have to have my hair back. Ladies with long hair or guys with long hair or hair like mine, you know it could just go completely left at a moment's notice. So I decided to just, pull it back in a ponytail and it's just nice and neat for the entire day, all right? Didn't mean to get into a hair thing, but a couple of people have been asking me that. Somebody said, free puff, is the trial canceled? No, the trial is not canceled. The trial has just been delayed one day due to a juror being sick with vertigo. Your outfit is on point. Love the glasses. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you very much. When they dismissed that juror, they messed up. I'm telling you, ever since juror number 6 has been dismissed, it's been a steady decline, man. It's crazy. How miserable is Canada compared to the US? Both places are nice, man. Both places are nice. I love everywhere, man. At the end of the day, I'm a Jamaican, all right? That's the country I identify with. And I was conceived in Florida, right? So I'm a Jamaican, American, Canadian. What up, guys? Not bad, you? Good.
For everything I have right right now.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I tell people that every day.
Right.
Grateful for every single thing I have. That's right, my brother. That's right. Y'all have a good day, man. All right, Trent, I wonder why hasn't the defense subpoenaed Young Miami? Seems to have a good relationship with him. You don't know. We don't know if we're going to see Young Miami. We don't know anything with the defense. I gave you guys a couple of hints in our morning live. You can go back and check it out. Also, yesterday I gave you some hints. We don't know who's going to be on that witness list. Even the prosecution asked the judge, hey, Diddy's team has been very nonchalant. They give us a long list, or like, these people might come, we might not come. The judge asked Mr. Algofino or Alfinio, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, Mark. Said, Mark, what's going on with this list? He said, oh, we're going to work on it, sir. We're going to work on it. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you by Sunday. We don't know. We don't know. By the way, guys, see this, anyways. Just like what we were talking about. Remember I told you as I was doing something, somebody was standing to try to pretend like they're just standing, but they're listening? Look at that. Look at this dude. If anything happens, him, not him walking by, him, that guy with the bag, all right? If anything happens to me, this guy's been standing there for like 5 or 10 minutes like this, but listening to what I'm saying. And look at him, now he just stopped right here. This one right here. What's he doing on his phone? Who's he talking to? Look. See? Sketchy. 10 minutes he's been there, yo. This guy acting like he has a law degree. I have an extensive amount of experience with law, by the way. I know I am not a lawyer. 100% I'm not a lawyer. But I have 8 lawyers myself throughout my business, personally. I've been to more than 50 trials. I have a very extensive background when it comes to law, just FYI. But I am not a lawyer, and I do not have a law degree. North Carolina here, do you still feel the same about the judge? Your opinion, do you think he'll dismiss juror number 7? Okay, that guy's walked away now. I still do feel the same way about the judge in the sense that I think he is extremely, extremely fair. He is extremely fair. I'm starting to question things about this jury. Juror number 6, juror number 7, and the vertigo juror. Until we know which number juror number this juror is who is sick today, we're gonna call him vertigo juror. I am starting to question the judge. And I told you guys from the beginning, he should have sequestered the jury. Big mistake. How did Diddy look in court today? He came in normal. What? I don't know why my nose is so itchy. Sorry, guys. Diddy, like I told you, everything looked very, very tense today. He looked very stressed. The lawyers looked very stressed, but maybe they were just putting that on because they knew that they had this juror in the bag. Like, something was off today. Something was off. I can't get the read, but I could tell you, I was sitting down, I said right to my friend, I was like, yo, something is weird today. And I thought the same thing. It was yesterday when the judge came in and he got mad at everybody when somebody leaked and spoke to the media. You could feel it in the courtroom when something is off. The security is different. Diddy walked in was different. He still said what's up to me. He put his hand on his chest. The heart said what's up to a couple of people. But he seemed off and his team seemed a little bit off. Whether it was them pretending to be surprised, pretending to be what's going on, I don't know, but something seemed off. He paid Cassie 20 mil. He's been locked up for almost a year. Lawyers probably get 10 mil. They actually get $3 million a month between the whole lot of them. No telling how much he will settle the other lawsuits for. I can't tell. Okay. All right, I'm gonna end this soon. We've gone over an hour. Somebody said nice glasses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna skip kind of quickly here. Boom, boom, boom. Hello from France. This, boom, boom. Somebody says, Coca, is he single? I don't see any super chats. Is this pre-recorded? No, this is not pre-recorded. And we did get some super chats. Thank you, everybody who gave me a super chat. Do you think Diddy has gotten to the jurors? Hey, talking about super chat, there's one right there from Carol Morgan. Thank you very much. Bro, mad you didn't acknowledge his comment. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing comments. I can't read every single one. I try my best, though. All right, the prosecution has to convince 12 jurors. Diddy's defense team only has to convince one. Totally agree. Okay, I gotta skim by a little quick now. Sorry if I'm missing. I might do a live tomorrow, just that it's Juneteenth, or I might do something a little bit later if I get some information. Y'all know me, I'm not big on days off, so stay tuned, turn your notifications on. There won't be a regular podcast, but I might do something along the lines of maybe like a live, either maybe later on today or tomorrow. If not, I will definitely see you guys Monday morning. Hit that like button. All right, I'm trying to see if I have any questions. Jeez. Okay, we're close to the bottom. Enjoy your followers. Simone, okay, the case. Let's question the juror. Why are you just telling us about the guy? Be careful. Trent used to move them. I'm not even gonna say that. Turn your camera around facing him. No, he walked away now. He's recording and pretending like he's on the phone. Oh, I didn't even think about that. He's probably recording me, huh? Yeah, to send my stuff to the prosecution. And the prosecution is watching my stuff too. I know that. They be watching me. I see them when they're in the cafeteria. They be watching, trust me. Somebody says leave from the area. Yeah, well, the cops are out here right now. And don't forget, I'm right in front of the courthouse and there's cameras everywhere, so I'll be careful when I'm leaving now. Somebody said I need security, facts. Nobody coming, maybe Kanye. Young Miami is cool. Starting Thursday, Jamaican weather in NYC. That's another thing why I didn't wear a jacket today. It's supposed to be like 26. You don't want to be 26 in New York with a jacket on. All right, guys, I am going to call it a day. You can certainly feel your vibe through the screen, bro. It's easy to see that you're having a lot of interest in this case. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. All right, y'all, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Actually, let me stay exactly to 70 minutes. I'll stay on for 3 more minutes. I'll go down to the end of the chat. Anything you wanna put in right now, any questions, any statements, I will stay on 3 more minutes and then I am logging off probably for the day. There are too many people for you to read everything. That is why you got way behind before. Don't stress, man. Thank you very much. You're doing an amazing job. Appreciate that. Linda says, thanks, Trent. Messi Lala says, thank you, Trent, for your hard work. Quincy Jones, much love. Drew Wright says, I felt that. Joy 31608, thank you, Trent. Geneva, enjoy your weekend. Not the weekend, I'll be back on Friday. I'll be back on Friday. Chris Brown says, you promised. Yes, what did I promise? I will definitely be back Friday, okay? That I promise. I might not come tomorrow. I don't want to come on tomorrow and I don't have anything to tell you. If I talk to some sources, if I talk to some people, I'm gonna talk to one more person that is coming out the courthouse now. That's another reason why I'm logging off, that has some info for me. I might be back on today. I might not be back on tomorrow, but for sure, Friday morning, 7 a.m., okay, guys? Hold on, I don't want to miss anything. Hold on. Enjoy your weekend, your promise. New York are paying attention to you. Yes, definitely. Yo, 2 or 3 people were like, yo, I know you do lies. You're my favorite YouTuber. And they came down to see me yesterday. Shout out to NYC, man, showing me mad love. No court Friday? Yes, there is court Friday. Court is starting Friday at 8:30. It's going to wrap. Yo, dude. Yo. Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is my boy. I was just talking about him because there's somebody here that was standing recording. I'm like, yo, I got to be careful when I'm leaving. This guy comes up right behind me like, yeah, yo. All right. I'm going to get you back, yo. I'm going to get you back. Oh, yo. Caught live on camera, Trent Out Loud, getting shook in the streets of New York.
Watch a video.
Yo, you got me though. All right. All right, sending positive vibes, praying for your safety. I can't wait to watch that back. I'm sure that was hilarious. Go and enjoy your free time. Eat some good lunch. Thank you. I got some super chats, so I'll definitely get a good lunch. Diddy staying in jail if there's a mistrial. Yes, we talked about that earlier. Just rewind that. Be safe, Trend, and keep recording. This case brought out a lot of craziness. Who all testifies in the case so far? What up, broski? Dawn said, hey, Trent, tuning in from Tampa. All right, guys are saying on 1 more minute. Theo says, thanks, Trent, from South Africa. Linda says, hit that like button. Angela Brown says, hey, Trent. McKay Butler from the Bahamas, what up? I don't know how to pronounce this, something kitchen, kissery kitchen. I hope I'm not I hope I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Somebody says, enjoy your point of view. She said, enjoy your point of view. Queen of the South, happy Juneteenth, Trent. Just Mel says, what information was leaked yesterday and why does Diddy's team accused of leaking it? I already recorded that. Go back to yesterday's live. It's there in the section on live on YouTube. I break down in detail what in the information, the article and all that. Super chat from Carol Morgan. Thank you again. Love from Australia, down under. Thank you. Okay, boom, boom, boom. He admitted to this. Yes, free Diddy. Boom, boom, boom. Coming through, coming through, coming through. Whoop, whoop. All right. Chicago in the house. Just Mel again. Hit that like button. Just Mel. All right, I made it to 70 minutes. All right, guys, I am gone. Coca, bye. Hi, Trent. Grandma from London. Amazing Spider-Man. Hey, bud. The other day, there was a guy playing music during your live stream. And no, it did not demonetize me. I was good with that. All right, y'all. I am logging off. That will be it. I'm gone. I'm leaving in front of the courthouse. If I have any more information, I will log on later this afternoon. If not, for sure, I will be back Friday, 7 a.m. in the morning. Hopefully, we get some more information about these jurors, juror number 7 and juror Vertigo, all right? You guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great Juneteenth. Enjoy the sun, enjoy the energy. If you see me on the street, I'm gonna be out in these New York streets. Do not hesitate to come out and say what's up to me. You know, show me around New York, all right? I love y'all. Peace, have a great day. I'm out.